Hello friends, my name is Gajanan Kale and I am from Maharashtra, India. Well, as you all know, I am striving to learn English, and in this video I am going to tell you about how we can do better communication with people. Most of the time, because of we do not have how to do proper communication with people, we feel uncomfortable while talking. But here is one thing: if you know steps that involves in good communication, definitely it will going to help you to speak much better than uh, when if you learn this how to do it then, so it will help you to speak much better when you talk with people next time. So what are the things that requires us while talking with people? And see, these are the only steps. By doing practice every day of these things, usually you will able to do better. But this is the steps that helps to do better communication with people. So whenever we want to do communication with people, it first thing we know that it involves two parties. The first is speaker and the second one is receiver or the listener. So when these two people comes, that only communication happens. Otherwise, if there is only one person, that is a speaker, so communication does not happen. So you should know this thing first. If there are two parties, one is speaker and the second one is listener, then communication happens between them. But it has few things that requires. The first thing, if there is a one speaker, so the person who speaks, we call it as a speaker. And the second point is that in conversation we need a message to communicate with receiver. Just suppose there is a speaker on a stage, so it should need a message to deliver it. If he has a message to speak about it, then the message will go in the on in receiver. So whenever any speaker want to speak about anything, he has need a message whatever he want to say, so that we call as a message. The third thing is required in communication is this encoding. So basically encoding means whatever the message he wants to deliver, he has to encode first in his mind according to the situation or sequence. It is very important how he should able to deliver that message, which is hidden inside his brain. He has to encode all the things in his mind, and then it has to deliver in proper way, so that the message will deliver it properly to the receiver. And once we have understood the speaker, the message, and the encoding part, now the fourth thing comes, that is medium. In which medium we are giving that message is also important. Because see, medium means what? In we are doing online conversation, we are doing offline conversation, with whom we are talking. So it is important in we are talking on phone call, or we are talking with personal. So it is depend on how we are doing that communication. So medium is also we are doing in a letter. So there are varieties of types of medium, but in which medium we are we are doing conversation is important. And fourth part or fifth part of the communication, that comes as a receiver. See, receiver is a most important part of any communication, because the most responsibility of most communications responsibility is totally depend on how the receiver receives that information, that ideas, is totally depend on his ability. Because when any information, any idea, any thoughts, uh, when speaker speaks, he only speaks, but it totally depends on the receiver how he gets these ideas, because the receiver has to do one thing, that is decoding whatever the message that speaker has spoken. The receiver has to convert that message into decoding, and it has to understand it. So the most important work of receiver is to decode that message properly, what message the speaker want to speak. Once the receiver gets proper message, and when receiver gives feedback to the uh, to speaker, so these conversations happen complete. But if the means receiver did not give any response, so it is not good communication. Because sometimes, see, we all know there are varieties of communication: formal communication or informal communication. Because communication needs one thing, that is, if someone says to you, do you eat food, if you just said, because we can do action non-verbal communication as well by using signs, eye contact, or there are by means no heading our means moving our head. So there are main no, varieties of means there are two types: verbal communication and non-verbal communication. So these are the two types of communication. In both way we can do communication with people, and it is means people can understand by when if you speak in signs, so people also able to understand few signs. And means there, see, this is a very wide concept if you talk about it, but the thing is this: if you do it regularly, the basic thing about any communication is this: whenever you want to say something, any idea, any thought, it comes in your mind, if you are able to speak it properly, and when it enters in the mind of that receiver, and if he understands it properly, so and uh, he gives feedback to you, it means that communication is a good communication. And it happens by doing practice with yourself, with people, while talking. And yes, this is the thing I wanted to share in this video. I hope whatever means I said few points, just remember this point and do practice of this. The first, speaker is important, then the message also important, the encoding part, the medium of speaking, the receiver, and the decoding of the message, and lastly but not importantly, feedback. So these 6 or 7 steps involves in good communication. I hope you have understood these things. Just use them in your communication. Definitely it will increase your confidence, and it will help you to speak much better than before. So once again, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have got some interesting point in it. So still then, bye, take care.